Hello everybody and welcome to Reanimated Heart. This is a game about finding love in a mysterious town where monsters are real. And I'm sure all you monster lovers out there like me are going to be having a fun time. Let's get right into it, shall we? Did I die? The vicious frost of this year's winter took its toll on you. You used to enjoy the holidays. Even thinking about it drew up nostalgic festive scents like peppermint, cinnamon, and pine. When you were young, you bounced around the white blankets of snow in Central Park, cheeks flushed and laughter ringing for hours and hours until it got dark. You liked coming home after playing too. It meant cozy fires and hot cocoa, 2 marshmallows on top. It was different now as an adult. The cold was no longer an opportunity to bundle up indoors and wear comfortable coats, but heartless agent of death. In a carnage, she brought forth another bill, another leak in the ceiling, another stipulation in a contract you never bothered to read, and the heater, the goddamn heater, hummed away all day and night like a growling beast, bleeding out your paycheck month after month. You thought you had it handled. You did for a while, but the lucrative opportunity that sent you across the country fell through. By the time the New Year's spring came into full bloom, there was nothing left in your bank account. You decided to be honest with yourself. You couldn't do this anymore. It was humiliating to return with your tail between your legs. But it'd be nice to be home, at least. Or not. During the months of planning, the city had completely changed. All the news stations on cable TV exploded with reports prophesying the end of days. There was, get this, a freaking pandemic! Like this was biblical scripture or something. To make matters worse, the government proved itself ill-equipped to handle it. You'd think with their posturing, they could at least formulate a sensible response. In these uncertain times, you knew one thing. You still had a flight. Yours was one of the last tickets available before they started enforcing stricter airport restrictions and regulations. Delay any further and you wouldn't get a flight at all. Traveling was going to be very dangerous. You just had to be extra careful. Late March. The protests haven't died down. They've actually gotten worse over the weeks. The airport was empty upon your arrival, but the roads were packed with cars. You were stuck in traffic for the last 2 hours. You checked your phone. Your social media feed is nothing but news and discourse. You can feel yourself getting worked up. Your trembling hand balled into a fist in your lap. You find out one of the big events is happening in the city. Great. The light turns green. For a moment, you feel relief, but it's short-lived. You can't move an inch. In the distance, you spot a traffic controller gesturing for everyone to make a turn onto the highway at the next left. That's not even remotely near your destination. The driver smacks the steering wheel in frustration. Thud. Roads blocked because of the protests. Sorry, pal. You're kidding me. Hey, maybe you can get past the crowd and pick a cab from there. I'm telling you now, there ain't nowhere we're getting to the other side of the street. You exit your cab in the middle of the road. The surrounding cars honk at you in protest, but you couldn't care. You grab your suitcase from the trunk and start weaving through the traffic and then the crowd. You've never seen the city filled with this many people. You're sure that if you squinted, you could make out who belonged to what protest, but right now, you're just getting focused on getting to the other side. You've had enough delays. Even with all the chaos, you can't help feeling nostalgic towards your old haunts. You remember the pizza parlor. You used to hang out there during high school. You got your name on the corner booth with a sweetheart. Young love. Everyone thinks it'll last forever. You got your prom outfit at the clothing store next to it, and remember it was on sale. You stop in front of it, boarded up storefront. You snap out your reverie when you heard it. Several gunshots fire off in the distance. It sends everyone running like a pack of lemmings. The crowd instinctively transforms into a stampede. No rhyme or reason, just feral instinct to survive reigning over everything else. Your vision melts into a haze. You follow the stream of people, taking off running with no destination. Hoping to high heavens they lead you to safety as your heart pounds deafeningly in your chest. Where did it come from? Did someone get hurt? The people in front of you veer into the alleyways and you notice too late. You stare down 2 blinding lights and watch out! What? Oh no! No! You find yourself standing in the middle of an asphalt street. Unlike your hometown, everything here is unfamiliar. The first thing you notice is the color green. It's not a serene green. Also, I'm really sorry for missing out some parts during the intro earlier. For some reason, the dialogue just progresses without me prompting it or anything, which is great for like a regular playthrough because it lets you like take in the whole atmosphere and anything. But whenever I try to read it, I'm not fast enough to actually get there, like before it actually switches to the next scene. It's eerie, foreign, and unsettling. Everything is tinted with it. No, suffocating in it. Like a radioactive nuclear wasteland or a swamp dominated by moss and algae. That's not even the weirdest sight. What is that? Do I want to know? At the very center of the town sits a hulking white tree with a trunk thicker than several mountains. It extends into the night sky, far beyond what your eyes can see. You're unsure if the branches are similar to a regular tree or if there's something foreign, like tendrils stabbing into the void of space. Surrounding it is the purest night sky you've ever seen, the kind of sky only your ancestors knew intimately. The stars above are clumped together like a thick coat of glitter on pitch black paper. Just looking at this tree evokes a powerful feeling in the empty cavity of your chest, but you're not sure what it is. This must be what it's like to witness a god in its enormity. Really? A tree as a god? You relax for a split second until you hear the sound of heavy thumping boots sprinting from a nearby alley. Your attention slams back to the ground. As you turn to check it out, a familiar bright light shines behind you. Another car incoming. Oh! You're knocked off your feet. Your world spins. You roll onto the cold, hard sidewalk, and as you come to your senses, you realize the kind stranger tackled you onto the ground and got you out of harm's way. You open your eyes. Hi! Wow! What did mouth do? That can't be real. I mean, it looks very real to me. You notice his eyes first. They're bright red and contracted, as piercing as the ends of a sniper's scope. His jaw is unhinged from his skull, resembling a mouth of a morbid Venus flytrap, bearing rows after rows of jagged, shark-like teeth. Icy dread fills up your lungs. You can't breathe. You're frozen in place, thighs trembling, head begging you to make a decision between kick and run. You imagine it's the same type of shock a prey animal will experience when face to face with a gaping maw of a predator, knowing full well it was about to become its next meal. I kissed the creature. Just as quickly as he arrived, he extracts himself from you and sprints into the alleyway onto this side of the street. You barely have time to compose yourself. The owner of the car parks on the side of the road. What the hell, kid? You just appear in the middle of the street. What was that? Like some kind of magic trick or something? Out of nowhere, another person pops out the same alleyway your terrifying hero came from. A tall man, made taller by his lanky build, sprints up to the road and looks visibly out of breath. You two make eye contact. Behind his glasses, you notice there's a hint of surprise and recognition. His gaze lingers on you, but he doesn't explain himself. He follows after shark teeth. If you can give me your info, I'll get in contact with my insurance guy. You take off after them in a rush. Wait! You don't know what happened, where you are, or how you got here. If you lose this one thread, you have to this entire mystery. You'll be left in the dark. As you hunt down the two strangers, you start to understand what sort of place this is. It's one of those small towns, likely with a population of a couple thousand. The kind of place where everybody has history with everyone else. It's a touch rural, but the kind that's fallen in love with the technological advances of the city, taking its first baby steps to urbanization. You pass by a generic 24/7 gas station and a rundown playground in your chase. You can't help but cast your eyes over the locals. Some don't seem all that different from humans, but others have odd features like multiple eyeballs and horns. You're starting to get freaked out, but you keep pursuing your right rabbit's silhouettes in the distance. Luckily, he's not that fast of a runner. You end up at an abandoned construction site. Your savior is crouched in front of an iron beam, covering his face with his hands. Why are you handsome? The green-eyed man clutches the beam next to him, trying to catch his breath. Thank God you stopped. My heart was going to burst. Why are you following me? If you just stay put and let me talk, you wouldn't be freaking out. Look, I can explain all of this. You can explain this. He whips around to snarl at his companion, baring his monstrous fangs. At that very moment, he notices you standing at the entrance and stops. It's you. The lanky man gives you a gentle smile and beckons you closer. Please, don't be shy. I'm not shy anymore. I'm feeling many things, but not shy. Can you introduce yourself? Oh, I can customize my character. All right, I guess I'm gonna go for this. Are you sure? Yeah, why not? Lionel, huh? Good to meet you. Call me Crux. I'm sure you can tell, but you walked in a bit of an awkward time. You must have your own questions too. I'll get to them after I address this little situation. Crux turns to his friend and frowns. Easy Murph making way for something more severe. Black, you were just killed. Are you supposed to hear this? You stiffen in place, feeling the hair on your arm stand on end. I know I did. Damn, I still remember. It's so fresh. This guy pulled out a gun and he was about to fire on a girl for recording him. A gun? Was she okay? I don't know. And frankly, I don't give a poo. I just watch you die in front of my eyes. She can get screwed for all I care. Black glares at him in outrage. Crux crouches down to look him directly in the eyes. The important thing is that I anticipated you could die because of those dumb stunts, so I planned in advance. Meaning? Remember my witch friend? I struck a deal with her for a spell to revive you. Had it prepared and everything. Only she's not capable of creating spells that heal or revive life. Call it the price of destructive magic, I suppose. Yeah, I'll get to my point. You're a zombie now. None of this is making sense. Witches and magic? Zombies? Real life shambling walkers, the kind in TV shows? Black doesn't seem to be buying it either. He looks incredulous. I'm a zombie. His tone could not be flatter. That would make as much sense as anything, wouldn't it? But wait, how do I fit into this picture? I think I know what protest you two were talking about, but I just got hit with a car, and I still ended up in this strange place. Wait, did I just get isekai'd? Is that what happened? I suppose it's your turn, isn't it? Unfortunately, I have to be the bearer of bad news. While I was doing the spell, I noticed there was a magical interference that interrupted it. It all happened fast. A bright green light shone in the distance before Black disappeared from my arms. I'm certain whatever or whoever interrupted it unintentionally opened a rift that sent you two to this dimension. I have reasons to believe that the interference was you. This is making your head hurt. Jump dimensions with us? But not you, Crux? No, I'm not the Crux, you know. Well, I am, but it's a bit complicated. Everyone has copies of themselves in multiple dimensions. I just happen to be cognizant of all of mine, including the ones you knew. Feel free to treat me the same way. There's no difference. Speaking of this dimension, neither one of you can leave, I'm afraid. What? I'm sorry. Nobody leaves this dimension. Do you understand? This is it. It's the end of the road. Past here, there's nothing but void. I suggest you both start getting used to that. You don't have a choice. Huh. I just moved to a new place. I have a lease and everything. How can you know that for sure? If we travel once, we can travel again. You're magic, aren't you? Just magic us out of here. You said I was magic. Can I get us out of here? Or so what now? I guess we'll go with like so what now, because I'm pretty sure all the other answers is just gonna lead to like, it's just not gonna work. It's just not gonna work out. Look, I'm not entirely heartless. I know the area. I'll make some calls to see if I can get you guys some lodging. The locals are used to odd visitors. They'll be sympathetic. After that, you'll have to figure things out on your own. And Black? Crux cups Black's chin. It's odd, seeing him face so sharp and threatening be held so gently. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and count to 10. He retracts his hand and trudges deeper into construction site to make some calls. From what you hear of the conversation, he really is asking people about available lodging. You look back up at the tree. What is it called again? The World Tree? You thought it was a myth, but it's hard to deny the existence of something you can physically see. Even from where you're standing, you can tell that this town built its roads and architecture around the tree's colossal roots. There's no sun or moon in this place, but the soft glow of the tree illuminates everything with a gentle green light. You check up on Black again. He looks like a ticked-off human instead of a ticked-off shark now. You approach him cautiously. Thank you for earlier. Did you know I was going to get hit by a car? Where'd your teeth go? I'll be nice and say thank you for earlier. Whatever. I was passing by. Hey, heard you were worried earlier. I can't help but think this whole fiasco is because of me. I know I can't make up for everything you've lost, but I'll take responsibility for it, whatever that means to you. Oh, thank you. It's nice to know I'm not alone here. You lost everything too. It's not just me. You can't make up for everything. You've destroyed my life. I've ruined... What? Wait. I literally just met the man. What are you doing jumping in front of the fire? Did you want to die? You lost everything too. It's not just me. No, it's just you. You wait for a follow-up, but there is none. Jesus, this guy is harder to crack than Fort Knox. I will wait for Crux to... Do I ask him more questions? Yeah, I'll wait for him to finish. Black leans against the steel pillar and shuts his eyes tight. You get it. All of this is a lot to take in. In the distance, you can see Crux go through a fat list of contacts. He starts calls off with a chipper, "Hey!" Some of them hang up immediately. You can't help but be amused. He reminds you of those jerk-offs in high school who were always mooching off other people's lunch and copying their homework. Eventually, he gets into it with someone or two. You look away. You're a bit embarrassed. You tell yourself that you don't intend to be this helpless forever. Crux trudges back to the construction site, pocketing his phone. He beams at you too. Good news! I found a place. Two, actually. The first one is an old woman's home in the forest. She recently died and nobody wants to dump. Apparently, she was a teeny bit of a hoarder. I got in touch with a relative and they said they were just going to have the city demolish it anyway, so that's perfect for you, Black. Fine. The second one is in the rural side of town. My pot dealer's house. Her mom also recently just died, so you get her room all to yourself. I've been there. It's the Ritz. Well, it's the Ritz for stoners and hipster farmers. If you're not in either category, well, it's a warm bed at least. Oh. I can ask you to stay with him, with Black. Oh gosh. Her mom died. Why are you smiling? Ooh, do you think she'll let me sample the merchandise? It's fine, I suppose, once it I'll go for it. Do you think she'll let me sample the merchandise? You can ask. She's a sweetheart and charges people low if she knows them. She charges me double when I ask though. Weird. Alright, now that the Q&A is over, let's head out, shall we? Crux leads the three of you to a bus stop. As soon as one of you makes a stop, the three of you get in. According to Crux, it'll stop by at all of your destinations. With how dark it is, you assume this was well into the night, and the city is brimming with activity and life. You look out the window and watch the neon-lit establishments pass you by. I'm kind of excited. You zone out in the bus. Eventually, Crux snaps his finger in front of your face. Wake up, Sleeping Beauty. We're here. You step out of the bus. The farmhouse is big. You've always lived in cities. You're used to apartments and small affordable homes. To you, this is a mansion. She lives here all by herself? It looks almost like a dollhouse. The outside walls are lined with baby blue slats, while the windows and doors are white. There's rows of columns holding up the roof, opening the place up with a nice welcoming porch. You can see your new roommate is waiting for you beside the front door. She's a willowy woman wearing a big baby blue knitted cardigan. She's deathly pale and fragile, as if she'll crumble to pieces in the breeze. She makes her way to the curb to greet you two. Crux, this is Lionel. Lionel, this is Grete Braun, or Greet Braun. Greet Braun? Grete Braun. Greet. She's just Greet. They're Greet. Whatever. Welcome to Evergreen Hollow. You must be so overwhelmed. Poor thing. How about you come inside? Have you eaten yet? I could use I like something else to relax with. I can relax with them. Yes. I can use a bite, yeah. I heated up some stew for your arrival. Come in. Oh, thank you, Greet. When Crux said that this was his pot dealer's home, you imagine a shady trailer, not a country girl with a cutesy farmhouse. Even the kitchen is littered with all sorts of adorable knickknacks. He certainly wasn't lying about her profession, though. You spot several bongs and curing jars. Some of them are filled with her produce. You wonder what led her to this. Must be quite a story. You sit down at the kitchen island in the back of your house. Greet serves you some stew in a wooden bowl. Your stomach growls as soon as you catch a whiff of it. It dawns on you that you haven't eaten since this morning at the airport. You wolf it down. It tastes like mush. but it fills you up in all the right ways. Afterwards, she approaches Crux off to the side. From the corner of your eyes, you notice the two making a transaction. Greet counts some crumpled bills in her hands, double checks it, and pockets it. Crux tucks a small drawstring pouch into his jacket pocket. He notices you, looking, and flashes you a cheeky little smile. Oh God, close, very close. Hi. He bends over the island, grabs a pen and notepad from the opposite counter, and scrawls down 2 sets of phone numbers, marking them with Crux and black. Huh. I thought your name was Crux. Whatever those names. Thank you. Like, honestly, they're not weird names at all. Thank you. Don't be a stranger, alright? I'm leaving you in Greet's capable hands now. Later. Greet sits herself down in the stool next to yours. He gave me the rundown of what happened. I know it will be easy to hold a grudge against our little town because of the accident, but I hope you give us a shot. I have some questions, actually. I'll answer the best I can. Ooh, so the tree can travel to other dimensions? I guess I'll ask all of them. Why not? Oh, I didn't know about that. We all just refer to it as the oldest tree. It nourishes us and gives us life. The earth underneath is fat and plentiful with its sustenance. You plant something underneath the soil, and it's bound to grow and flourish. How did Crux know that then? Huh. A lot of people try to study the tree. It's so big that everybody wants to connect to it, to something. Perhaps it's true, or perhaps it's easier to blame the tree for the mysterious phenomena that happens around town. Either way, I haven't done much research on the subject. How can anything grow with no sun? I don't know what a sun is. You plant something, water it, and it grows. Plain and simple. What do you think of Crux? He's the master of towing the tightrope between charming and infuriating. I'm never quite sure where I stand with him, which makes it hard to place labels. I'm terribly sentimental, so he feels dangerous to me in a way. Aren't there outsiders like me here? There are some. They are few and far in between. The recent ones caused quite a bit of a stir. The abomination, they like to call him. A nasty piece of work. I'd rather not talk about him. Speaking of, the devil only invites him into your home. A while back, a scientist came here too. He's quite reclusive. He lives at the base of the tree and is rarely seen anywhere else. I wouldn't call him dangerous though. Are you magic? Everyone's magic. What about me? Crux said I was magic. Do you know anything about that? You might as well ask me who your parents are or what your blood type is offhand. The answer is, I don't know. Crux said your mother just died. Crux is exaggerating. It's been a few months. We already held the funeral and buried her at the cemetery. Of course, there is a grieving period, but it's high time I attempt some semblance of normalcy, isn't it? Oh gosh. How... Oh, still my condolences. Let's go with that. I appreciate it. The company helps. Thank you for answering my questions. I'm always happy to be of assistance. As much as I would love to stay and chat, I need to prepare your room. I haven't been there since my mother died. I didn't have the stomach to go back. I just think of her squirming in a bed, but... Yeah, I'm sure it'll be pleasant to have someone living there again. I'm a surprise guest. I'll clean it up for you. Why not? Truly? I usually wouldn't dare impose on anyone, but it's the one room in the house I can't stand being in. I'll offer you whatever assistance I can, of course, but it would really mean a lot to me if you did. Don't sweat it. I'm happy to help. She doesn't exactly smile, but her face relaxes in a pleasant way. Great will remember that. Friendship +1! Yay! As soon as you enter the room, you are immediately greeted by the strong scent of dust and mothballs. You flip on the light switch and assess the damage. First assessment. You're certain this room is haunted. White sheets all over the furniture, both the carpet and wallpaper are marked with mysterious scuffs and stains. There's no way around it, you suppose. If a crazy ghost pops out of the sheets and kills you, so be it. You start pulling off the bedding. All at once, everything explodes with dust. You break into a coughing fit and throw open the window. Ah, you see how it is. This is a battleground. Kill or be killed. You prepare to unleash your secret reserves of sheer stubborn willpower on the dust. After a couple hours of rage cleaning, you finally get to see the true cozy bedroom underneath it all. Oh, it's so cozy. Oh, hell yeah. As you finish up decluttering, you find a series of greeting cards tucked away in the dresser. Happy birthday. You're the light of my life. Happy Mother's Day to the best mother in the world. The holidays are always better with you. Praying for your recovery every day. There's a lot of these. How far back do they go? Do whatever you want with those. You sure? What use would that woman have with pieces of paper? I will keep them on the table. Like heck, like she's sentimental, so why not? Do you find the accommodations acceptable? It's very cozy. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I'll leave you to it then. Good night. Yay! Oh, the next day. New journal entries have been added. You sleep like the dead. You wake up 12 hours later, late afternoon. You spend the rest of your days with Greet in front of her stately fireplace. Here are some of the things you've learned about her. She is a very thoughtful person. She insists on cooking every meal for you. She is not a great cook, but she tries. She never smiles. She laughs sometimes, but it sounds like she's clearing her throat like croaking frogs. She's deeply lonely. She's pretty easy to trust all in all. You feel like there's a bigger chance that you'll hurt her more than she'll hurt you. She fiddles with her phone through the rest of the night. She installs a new SIM card and adds in her own phone number. When she's done, she tests it out by calling your phone. It vibrates. Huh. I didn't think that worked. Alright. Now you have a phone for emergencies. And please, try to only use it for emergencies until you get an income. I can't afford more bills. You text both of your boys with your new number. Crux leaves you unread, but Black replies. Hey, can we meet downtown ASAP? Need to see you. He needs to see you? Is he asking you out? The clock says 2 a.m., but you don't have anything to do. You check the map app on your phone and head downtown. You get off the bus and it arrives downtown. Like the rest of the rural-looking town, the place is abuzz with neon signs and billboards, much more metropolitan than where you ended up yesterday. Since it's at a convenient location, new businesses are intent on creating a centralized hub for everyone to gather in. At a glance, you spot a movie theater, an arcade, a cafe, a tattoo shop, a bookstore, and several fast food joints. It looks like there's a sea of activity for you to engage in. Maybe it isn't as boring around here as you thought it'd be. You spend 10 minutes looking for Black. He finds you instead. He puts a hand on your shoulder from behind, and you jump in surprise. Jeez, relax, it's just me. You squint at him. He replaces his leather jacket with a plain black hoodie. I thought you were gonna rob my butt. Why do you always look like you're about to commit a crime? That's a weird outfit for a date. I never said this was a date. Where I'm calling it a date. Did you sleep well last night? I didn't sleep a wink. This body. I think it's changed something fundamental in me. For better or for worse, I don't know. Crux was right. I'm not human anymore. My heart's completely stopped. Oddly enough, much stronger, more alert. I don't feel as much, but I hear and smell things better. But there is a downside, namely food. I can only eat meat, specifically. He sighs. You know, human meat. I look at people now and I get these monstrous urges. I find myself staring at patches of skin and hearing the loud pulse underneath, and it takes all my willpower to stop myself from lunging forward and taking a bite out of them. Even you. I hope this doesn't alarm you. I promise I'd protect you, and I keep my promises. I just need to be transparent with you. Thank you for telling me. Honestly, it's kind of hot. It's kind of scary. How do you know you want to attack me? Honestly, it's kind of hot. I'm not sure what to say to that. Hey, why tell me all this? Because I intend to eat tonight, and who I intend to eat greatly affects you. While Crux was gathering intel around town, he found out we weren't the only people that were transported here because of his dumb spell. Apparently, there was a guy who almost hit you with a car. Wait, that really happened? Yes, Crux actually talked to the guy. His name is Malcolm. He drove his car through the crowd to kill protesters. He was some terminally online dip-poo who wanted to die for the glory of the... Oh, he needs to die immediately. He even had a corny manifesto up on cloud. He didn't expect this, and now he's pissing his pants scared. Idiot. I'm going to eat him, but it doesn't feel right to do that before you confront him. He almost killed you, you know. I figured it's personal. I'll let you talk to him or stomp on his balls a few times. Do whatever you want. I don't care. I am gonna stomp on his gonads. Why not? You think about that day. Remember the life you left, the one you were building up to. Those weeks, endlessly taping up boxes. The thousands of dollars you burned for moving trucks and plane tickets. Those winter months with a rickety heater you could barely afford. It was hell. Absolute hell. If Crux's spell wasn't in the picture, you'd be dead, or at least permanently disfigured. Maybe it wasn't this Malcolm's intention to kill you in particular, but that would still be the result, wouldn't it? As complicated as your feelings are about politics and cannibalism, you have to agree. This is personal. You nod. You need to meet this guy. You want to hurt him, want to tell him he ruined your life, want to understand if his actions contributed to the spell. I am going to hurt him! Like, screw him! You get inside Black's green pickup truck. You two follow the trail of rumors to Malcolm's location. It's not hard. You found some locals at a bus stop who were more than happy to share gossip. Apparently, there was a newcomer who ran around screeching, "Freaks! You're all freaks!" until he ended up at the other side of town. All intel points you two to the warehouse district. Black said this was convenient for him. He wanted to see what hunting would be like. Are you nervous, or are you sure this is a good idea? You nervous? Yeah, but not the way you think. Meaning? Meaning I'm nervous about how excited I'm getting. God forbid I end up liking it. I'm a fighter. I'm not a killer. I'm afraid that's going to change tonight. If you were in this situation, what would you do? I'd kill people and I love it. I'd only try to eat bad guys. I just wouldn't eat. If I died, that'd be fine with me. I'll go for the middle one. Why not? Like, I'll go for the morally gray option. But who's the bad guy? This guy is obviously a bad guy. This guy is a supremacist, and I can't deal with that. How can you be so confident? What if your hunger is faster than all the bad guys in the world? And what right do I have to dispense justice in this matter? I don't know. None of this sits right with me. He takes in a deep sigh. Whatever. There's no way around it. Let's just go. The abandoned factory. Black parks the truck at a cement clearing right in front of the rusty fence. Unlike downtown, this area is dark and overgrown with no people inside. All the street lamps are around the main road, and the cars pass by sparingly. The only illumination you have is the dim light of the World Tree in the distance. According to your app, this place used to be an automobile factory that shut down 10 years ago. The manufacturer presumed, incorrectly, that he will be able to exploit the uncultured townies for cheap labor. After a unit strike that ended with security open firing at the organizers, the company left with all the profits and shut down for good. This area was never demolished. It was too costly to get heavy machinery here. Why bother when it wasn't even good real estate? You turn to Black. He's examining the rusty fence. In certain angles, it looks like his eyes are two bright orbs, like a cat's eyes reflecting light. I don't know how you can see anything here. You can't? But so bright. He shakes his head. Let's go. Black doesn't waste time tearing an open section of the fence with his bare hands. You two slip between the small opening hole. Suddenly, you hear a grown man's voice scream for help in the distance. Black takes off running, and you realize right then how much faster than you he is. Hey, wait! I want a piece of the action too! Your heart starts to explode with all this running. You catch up to Black at the entrance of one of the factories. He takes a quick whiff inside and frowns. His hand balls into a fist. He walks into the dark expanse with a dangerous swagger. Black? You turn on the flashlight on your phone and follow him inside. Immediately, your senses are attacked by the thick stench of rust and iron. There are rows of cement columns leading to a winding, pitch-black hallways, miniature voids no part of you wants to enter. There's a gaping hole in the ceiling, allowing just enough illumination to be able to see the impressions of cars and conveyor belts, but not enough to fully understand what you're walking into. You get the sneaking suspicion that you're not alone, that something or someone is watching you in the dark. Black turns to the left. You can barely see anything up ahead. You uneasily join him. He stops. So do you. He looks up at the ceiling like a dog fixated on a seemingly empty wall, eyes wide and rapt with attention. Something warm trickles down your cheek. You flinch. You shine your light up to look above you, in the dim illumination of the phone's flashlight. Oh! Oh! Is he dealt with already? Cool. Oh, he is! You're met with the brutal sight of a man's mangled and mutilated corpse dangling from the catwalks. His intestines pouring out the mess of guts like link sausages dripping rust-colored blood. He's suspended up there, not by a meat hook, but by a pitch-black claw that sucks up all light. 4 glowing eyes look down on you from the still obscured darkness above. You freeze. What is this place? Oh, what? Well, that was Reanimated Heart. That was just the prologue so far. But hey, I will be coming back to this once Chapter 1 releases. Anyway, if you guys want to play this game for yourself, link to game will be in the description below. Let me know what you guys thought. I mean, I thought that was an amazing game, and I really love the comic book aesthetic of it. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely rest of the day, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lionel, signing off. Ciao.